Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Ungifted. When we left off, we were hearing from Chloe, who was super excited about being at the dance, actually dancing for the first time. And she said, "This was the greatest night of my life." So now we pick up chapter 13, Untrustworthy, on page 131, back in Donovan Curtis's perspective, IQ 112. This was the worst night of my life. Bad enough to be banished to the island of misfit toys without having everybody you know come and visit you there. I'd have given anything to take a pass on this dance. I'd even offered to do an extra credit project for Oz. He just regarded me sadly, as if to say, what could I possibly deliver that would be good enough? Showing up was the only thing I could do every bit as well as Abigail or Noah. Speaking of Noah, he looked like, holy hamburgers, what did he look like? It was almost comforting that I had no idea. If I understood his get-up, it might have meant that part of me was inside that bizarro world. I saw the smirks and overheard some of the nasty remarks directed towards kids like Noah and Abigail, who were dressed like the National Spelling Bee, or Luttrell, who had asked at least half a dozen girls to dance and had been shot down by all of them. If Oz thought this would be confidence building, he was nuts. Partay! It wasn't easy to drown out the sound system, but Sanderson bellowed it right in my ear. Nussbaum was beside him. It was a bad omen. What a night, huh, Donovan? Lots of hotties in this crowd. Her, for instance. I followed his pointing finger, expecting to see Heather or Deirdre. No, it was Abigail, in the crosshairs. Oz had her dancing, which she was accomplishing with 2 locked knee joints. I've seen heads of lettuce with more rhythm. She moved like a stilt walker. The things some people do for those straight A's. Cut it out, I growled. This party rocks, Sanderson declared. You can feel the brain power buzzing around like radio waves. I'm getting smarter just standing here. That's not how it works, Nussbaum scoffed. The higher up you wear your belt, that's your genius level. If I buckle mine around my forehead, do you think I could go to school here just like the great Donovan Curtis? I groaned. Hilarious, guys. Now go find... My voice trailed off. Mr. Osborne had left Abigail and was venturing on in search of somebody else to annoy. And now the Daniels were pushing through the crowd, headed right for her. Come back here. Who was I thinking? I'd never make myself heard over this music. And if they did hear me, what would they listen? Fat chance. There were only 2 Daniels, yet they seemed to swarm Abigail, surrounding her, smiling, being charming, all the while smirking and rolling their eyes. Their audience was everybody. The Hardcastle kids, anyway. The Daniels got her dancing again, comically stiff-legged. I should have been laughing at myself. What did I care about Abigail Lee? The girl hated me, and I wasn't too fond of her either. But the whole attitude, the idea that gifted kids were here for entertainment of the cool people, made me sick. It was bad enough now, with Abigail treating the Daniels like muggers, but if they managed to win her over, convince her that they liked her, that would be major league humiliation. I blasted through the gathering crowd, outflanked the Daniels, and grabbed Abigail's wrist with a grip that must have hurt at least a little. I don't even know what I said, something like, "You're dancing with me now." If she viewed the Daniels as muggers, the look she gave me was Voldemort-worthy. I didn't care. She had to be saved, undeserving as she was. Nussbaum got in my face. "What's your problem, Donovan?" "She's in my homeroom," I replied through clenched teeth. "I get first dibs." "Manners, dude. We're guests." Abigail was watching all this through her thick round glasses, her uncomfortable expression turning to bewilderment. She was brilliant, but all the IQ points in the world wouldn't help her in a situation like this. It must have seemed like there were 3 guys fighting over her, something I guaranteed had never happened before, not on this planet. She tried to sidestep me and return to the Daniels. Talk about a blow to your self-esteem. I was being dumped by Abigail. That had to be an all-time low. I stuck with the plan, though, taking her hand and twirling her around, a maneuver she executed with the grace of somebody being handcuffed by the police. Luckily, the Daniels saw the chaperones watching and retreated before Abigail could get back to them. Or maybe it was unlucky, because it left me dancing with her. I was stuck, too. I couldn't very well chase away 2 guys and then blow her off the minute they were gone. It was pretty ridiculous when you think about it. I didn't even like these school parties, and here I'd gone to great lengths to saddle myself doing my most unfavorite thing with my most unfavorite person. At least the Daniels had retreated. I saw them over at the drink table now, schmoozing some other girl, one who was a lot more their type. She was tall with long legs and a really cute face. A little overdressed, but she made it work. I cut above your standard 8th grade girl who got caught downwind of the makeup factory explosion. I did a double take. That was no hottie, it was Chloe. Plaid flanneled Chloe. I barely recognized her. Man, she looked different, and not just different, like different awesome. It made sense. This party was a huge deal to her. Of course she'd go all out. And now the Daniels were going to lob a grenade into her night. I snagged Noah by the sparkle vest and yanked him over to Abigail. No problem, Noah. Of course you can cut in. Have a good time, you two. And I was off like a shot, plowing through the tightly packed attendees. By the time I'd reached Chloe, she was in her glory, basking the attention of two, quote, normal guys. Sarcasm intended. I grabbed each Daniel by the back of the collar and pulled them away from her. Chloe was horrified. Donovan, what are you doing? I decided to be more honest with Chloe than I'd been with Abigail. I know these clowns. Beat it, Donovan. Oh, wait, I know them too. Remember? From the mall. Beat it, Donovan, Nussbaum urged. You know when they say party pooper? That's you right now. I'd never be able to explain it to her, that they were only building her up so they could drop her over a cliff and walk away laughing. So I just kept hold of them by the scruff of their necks and marched them through the exit. Chloe was following us. What is the matter with you, Donovan? You can't treat people like that. Her anger was a microclimate. I could feel the heat all around me. Another satisfied customer. I dragged the Daniels, where she couldn't follow us, into the boys' bathroom. The door gonged shut behind us, leaving her in mid-sentence. Nussbaum surveyed the plumbing fixtures. Look at that toilet. That's got to be the smartest toilet I've ever seen. You could come in here an idiot and leave a genius. And you would have done your business, too, added Sanderson helpfully. You know, if you had to go, it's a win-win situation. All right, guys, I sighed. I get it. You don't like the gifted school very much. Neither do I, but for reasons that you know very well, I'm stuck here. I pity you, Nussbaum commiserated. These people, did you catch that guy with the vest and the boots? What is he, a Christmas tree ornament? That guy, I told him, is smarter than everybody else at the academy put together, with the rest of us thrown in for good measure. He could probably devise a way to kill you without looking away from his YouTube videos. Him? Nussbaum's hooted. Don't make me laugh. They're just people, I pleaded. So if they're a little nerdier than the rest of us, So what if they're a little nerdier than the rest of us? I know you came here to make trouble. Please don't. You know, you're no fun anymore, Sanderson complained. The old Donovan would be with us 100%. You would pants the vest guy. You would take the kneeless chick on Dancing with the Stars, and that good-looking one? Well, she wasn't that good, Nussbaum put in critically. You'd whack her with a tree branch so that she rolls down and smashes into something. And it wouldn't be the first time. And we're going to stop there.